Hi guys, Kim here. I've been watching this video called The Lost History of the Earth and I found it very thought-provoking. I'll link it below. It's 5 hours long, but I found that the information contained in it was very different and therefore expansive. Planting a new seed in the hard soil of old belief systems can bring unexpected magic and growth. Being willing to break open the shell of past beliefs is healthy for growth, as it may shift your perception and with it any expectations you may have. The whole video is good. Not many people have 5 hours to watch the whole thing. So I just wanted to talk about a certain section of it that I resonated with. The section I want to talk about starts at 2 hours 21 minutes in, and they talk about the magical aspects of water, sound and vibration, and then they go on to show the geometric designs of gardens in stately homes. Growing up in England, I visited a great many of these places and often wondered at the complexity of these designs of these gardens, and I can remember thinking at that time that they must have a great deal of time on their hands to bother designing geometric rose gardens for no purpose other than being pretty. But this video gave me a new insight into this. I have for the longest time been intrigued by Cymatics and the hidden nature of its purpose in our realm, the influence of sound on the elements. I'll also link another video below done by Nigel Stanford, which is one of my favourite videos of all time. So I can remember going for a drive back in the 1970s and coming across a town in Scotland called Roslin. My decision to go and to stop at Roslin was completely random. I had no preconceived destination at the onset of my drive, so I visited Roslin Chapel long before it became famous for its part in the movie The Da Vinci Code. But it set me on a path of intrigue, as the glyphs in the ceiling of the chapel fascinated me even back then. I went on to study the work of Stuart Mitchell and listen to his symphonies regularly, and again I'll put the link below. He composed a piece of music called the Roslin Motet that's based on the glyphs on the ceiling from the Roslin Chapel. I don't know about you, but personally listening to this kind of music makes me feel like my body cells are singing with the resonance, and it makes me feel alive. But this path of discovery was a very long path indeed, and it spanned over 40 years for me. A series of synchronicities that led me towards remembering the importance of water, music and vibration in our realm, and how it can play a part in keeping me centered and awake. Water does hold memory, but memories flow much like water. It's almost as if I'm beginning to remember the complexity of the universe, and it makes me want to cry. Not out of pain, but out of love. I had an epiphany about tears one day whilst watching the final series of the Harry Potter movies. It's a scene where Snape is dying and Harry captures his tears in a vial, plants the contents of the tears into a pensieve, and Harry views the memories through the pensieve. And it led me to wonder whether or not the water inside of the body actually contains the actual memory. And then when we cry about it, we cry out the bitterness and we release the pain, so to speak. Then once the memory's healed, it no longer exists in our consciousness, so we no longer have it as a memory. It's merely a speculation on my part, as I've never heard of this in this format before. But a few days after contemplating this, a lady came to visit me for a healing. She's very badly damaged due to living in a toxic environment for a long time. And one of the things that she mentioned to me during the healing process was that the tears of self-pity stung, whereas the tears of clearing the emotion did not. And it kind of blew me away, as it was only just a couple of days after me having this epiphany watching this Harry Potter movie. I guess what I'm talking about here is the necessity of healing the wounds and being able to identify the difference in being authentic to self and being aware when you're experiencing self-pity. I can remember someone years ago telling me, upon stating that I felt depressed, that the state of depression was a state of self-pity. I guess that once I became aware that only me was suffering from experiencing depression, then there did not seem to be any point for me to go on with it anymore, as the only person being affected was myself, and it didn't serve any purpose at all, or nothing positive. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I can honestly say that I've never experienced depression since. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.